right, so Mr. Trump's shutdown budget. What's non-essential stays non-essential. That's the subject of the riff. So what is it about this particular government shutdown that's generated so much media attention from both the left and the right? Normally, these shutdowns are kind of boring, they're short-lived, and surely not as important or interesting as the baseball playoffs. But this time, it's different. What makes this shutdown so different and so front and center is the likelihood that President Trump and his budget director, Russ Vought, will use the shutdown to significantly downsize and reshape the entire federal government. Indeed, it could be the biggest remodeling of the federal budget in 100 years. And Chuck Schumer's playing right into their hands. During the Biden years, Democrats voted 13 times for continuing resolutions. The last major battle was during Mr. Trump's first term with a 35-day shutdown. And that was mainly fought about funding the border wall. This time, there's a lot more at stake. As Russ Vought has said very clearly, the president has the authority to make permanent changes to the federal bureaucracy. And as Peter Doocy just reported, President Trump this morning said about the same on Truth Social. I'll just quote it again. I have a meeting today with Russ Vought, he of Project 2025 fame, to determine which the many Democratic agencies, most of which are a political scam, he recommends to be cut, and whether or not those cuts will be temporary or permanent. I can't believe the radical left Democrats gave me this unprecedented opportunity. Now, Democrats they're lining up to fall on their swords over Medicaid assistance to undocumented illegals and to preserve and expand the COVID emergency Obamacare subsidies. All right, that's what they're doing. All this would break up the one big beautiful bill by virtually erasing the $1.5 trillion budget savings from waste, fraud, abuse, and eligibility requirements. And surely the Democrats would have been happy to raise your taxes by $5 trillion if they had the chance, thereby negating the one big beautiful bill tax cuts. All this is true. But what I think is really at stake are decisions that will determine the size and scope of the federal government and its budget for years and years and years to come. Now, Republicans undoubtedly are sincere in their arguments against the shutdown. And Speaker Mike Johnson's timely continuing res passage in the House gives them an advantage, I would think. But since no spending plans have been implemented for the new fiscal year 2026, that began October 1st, the president has more than enough constitutionally mandated executive authority to end programs and reduce federal employment as much as he chooses. In some sense, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Think of it this way, nice and simple. If current law already defines the difference between essential and non-essential personnel, then that should and may well become the key to decision-making by President Trump and Mr. Vought. And my point is simple, simple, simple. What's non-essential should stay non-essential. And that's the riff.